Can you imagine a single American state being both the birthplace of U.S. independence and the site of one of the Civil War's most pivotal battles? Pennsylvania is exactly that, and so much more. This fascinating place has layers of history on every corner, alongside breathtaking natural wonders and a vibrant culture that attracts millions each year. Here, age-old traditions live side by side with innovation, creating a tapestry where cultural facts blend seamlessly with landscapes that feel straight out of a movie. But Pennsylvania isn't just about the past, and this is where things get even more interesting. How many places in the world hold the secret of a theme park created by the king of chocolate himself? Get ready to dive into a journey where travel, culture, and history all come together with the best in tourism and geography that this state has to offer. Discover cities that are cultural icons, natural landscapes that take your breath away, and stories that would put any epic movie to shame. And the best part? Each place hides a surprise, a quirky detail, and even a bit of controversy that'll give you a fresh view of what truly makes Pennsylvania unique. You'll be fascinated, but you'll definitely want to know more about every corner of this special state. When we think of Philadelphia, it's almost like stepping into the pages of a history book, but with way more life. Picture this, one of the oldest cities in America, bustling with modern energy, yet holding onto monuments that have seen the birth of a nation. Philadelphia was the meeting place for the Founding Fathers, and it's here that Independence Hall proudly stands, where both the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution were signed. Have you ever wondered what it's like to walk in the very rooms where these life-changing documents were debated and signed? It's like being part of a living museum, where each brick whispers a bit of America's beginnings. And who could overlook the Liberty Bell, with its iconic crack and legendary story? A symbol of freedom that traveled far and wide, this bell remains a powerful reminder of the fight for independence, though it no longer rings out. But can you imagine the sound it made back in the day, calling for liberty and justice? Philadelphia doesn't just hold on to the past, it celebrates it in every corner. From the Liberty Bell Center to the nearby Independence National Historical Park, it's a journey through American ideals that's hard to match. Beyond the historic symbols, Philly is a thriving hub of art, culture, and diverse neighborhoods. Did you know it's home to the largest collection of public art in the country? From massive murals that tell stories of resilience and hope to the famous Rocky Steps at the Philadelphia Museum of Art, this city has a way of blending cultural facts with a love for the arts that keeps locals and visitors inspired. Have you ever walked up those steps, just like Rocky Balboa, feeling the pulse of the city beneath your feet? And let's talk food. No visit to Philadelphia would be complete without tasting the city's most famous dish, the Philly cheesesteak. This isn't just a meal, it's a whole cultural experience. The sizzling beef, gooey cheese, and soft bread are an unbeatable combination. But did you know there's a bit of controversy about which local shop does it best? Pat's and Geno's have been in a friendly rivalry for years, each claiming the title of the city's best cheesesteak. It's a debate that keeps locals loyal and tourists curious. Philadelphia also offers a surprisingly green escape with Fairmount Park, one of the largest urban parks in the country. Imagine taking a break from city life to enjoy nature, surrounded by trees, trails, and historic mansions right in the heart of this bustling metropolis. Fairmount offers a beautiful balance between Pennsylvania's natural wonders and Philly's urban charm. So, are you ready to see how all of these pieces of history, nature, and modern culture come together? But there's more to Pennsylvania than its famous city of firsts. Next, we're headed to a site known for one of the most defining battles in American history. Imagine stepping onto a field where the very future of a nation was once at stake. Gettysburg isn't just any town, it's the place where one of the Civil War's most decisive battles took place, marking a turning point that would shape American history. Over 3 grueling days in 1863, Union and Confederate forces clashed in fierce combat, with tens of thousands of soldiers fighting amidst Pennsylvania's rolling fields and hills. Standing there today, you can almost feel the weight of history in the air. But what was it really like for those soldiers, caught in the heat of battle and surrounded by cannon fire? At the heart of Gettysburg stands the solemn Gettysburg National Cemetery, where President Abraham Lincoln delivered his famous Gettysburg Address just 4 months after the battle. His speech, though short, resonated deeply, emphasizing unity and a nation conceived in liberty. The words are etched into American memory, yet few realize how bold Lincoln's message was in that moment of division. Have you ever wondered how a 2-minute speech could so powerfully capture the spirit of a nation? Beyond the memorials, Gettysburg has preserved much of its historical landscape, allowing visitors to see key sites like Little Round Top, Devil's Den, and Pickett's Charge. Each area tells its own intense story of strategy, bravery, and sacrifice. Imagine standing on Little Round Top, a strategic hill that changed hands multiple times during the battle, with soldiers scrambling to gain the high ground. Gettysburg's geography wasn't just background scenery, it played a pivotal role in how the battle unfolded, making this place a rare blend of natural wonder and historic significance. And as you explore, you'll find guides who bring these stories to life, often dressed in period uniforms or sharing letters and diaries from the soldiers themselves. Through their words, you can glimpse what it was like for a young soldier riding home or for a medic racing to treat the wounded. Can you imagine the courage it must have taken just to step onto that field, knowing the odds were stacked high? Today, Gettysburg is a town of remembrance, but also one that's found new life in its heritage. The Gettysburg Museum of the American Civil War offers interactive exhibits that immerse you in the sights and sounds of battle, with artifacts that make history feel close enough to touch. From battle flags to personal belongings, these items tell tales of struggle, loss, and, ultimately, resilience. Visiting the museum feels like stepping back in time, an experience that draws millions seeking to understand this critical moment in U.S. history. But Pennsylvania's wonders don't end with historical battles. Next, we'll head to a place known for its breathtaking landscapes and year-round adventures, offering a different kind of escape. Tucked away in northeastern Pennsylvania lies the Pocono Mountains, a paradise for nature lovers and thrill-seekers alike. Imagine vast forests, tranquil lakes, and rolling hills, stretching as far as the eye can see. The Poconos offer a natural landscape that transforms with every season, from lush green in the summer to vibrant autumn foliage and snow-covered peaks in the winter. Have you ever experienced that calm that only a quiet, mist-covered mountain morning can bring? Here, nature is the main attraction, and every view feels like a postcard. But the Poconos are more than just a pretty view. They're a hotspot for outdoor activities that pull in visitors all year round. In the warmer months, the region comes alive with hiking trails that twist through thick forests and open up to panoramic overlooks. Lakes and rivers provide the perfect playground for kayaking, fishing, and even whitewater rafting for the more adventurous. Have you ever wanted to test your limits on a zip line soaring over treetops? Here, thrill meets tranquility in a way that few places manage to capture. Winter brings a whole new side to the Poconos, with skiing, snowboarding, and tubing down slopes that cater to both beginners and pros. Picture cozy ski lodges nestled among snowy pines, with fires crackling inside and endless trails just outside the door. The snow brings a hush to the mountains, blanketing the landscape in a serene white that feels almost magical. Could there be a better winter wonderland? If you're a fan of the cold and the thrill of the slopes, this is the place to be. But beyond the adrenaline, the Poconos have become a go-to spot for romantic getaways and family retreats. Resorts here offer everything from heart-shaped tubs, a quirky nod to its history as a honeymoon hotspot, to modern luxury spas, blending relaxation with the mountain vibe. It's a place where couples find quiet corners to reconnect, while families explore adventure parks and water parks designed to thrill. It's all about creating memories, whether you're on a quiet nature trail or racing down a waterslide. And if you're looking for a touch of small-town charm, the Pocono towns have you covered. Quaint spots like Stroudsburg and Jim Thorpe offer unique local shops, art galleries, and charming cafes. Imagine strolling down streets lined with historic buildings and locally owned boutiques, each with its own story. It's a chance to slow down, enjoy the local culture, and experience a piece of small-town Pennsylvania that you won't find anywhere else. As incredible as the Poconos are, Pennsylvania has even more surprises in store. Next, we'll dive into a place that's as sweet as it is iconic. Imagine a place where the air smells faintly of chocolate and everything seems just a bit sweeter. Welcome to Hershey, Pennsylvania, the town built by chocolate. Founded by Milton S. Hershey, this small town became the birthplace of one of America's most iconic treats, the Hershey Bar. But Hershey isn't just a factory town, it's a full-on experience, from themed streetlights shaped like Hershey's Kisses to the vast Hershey Park, an amusement park filled with rides and, of course, plenty of chocolate. Can you imagine living in a town built around one of the world's favorite flavors? Milton Hershey had a vision beyond chocolate bars. He dreamed of creating a community. Hershey isn't only known for its sweets, but also for its history of social responsibility. Milton Hershey's decision to build schools, libraries, and housing for his workers changed the lives of thousands. Today, the Milton Hershey School, a private boarding school founded for disadvantaged children, still stands as a testament to his legacy. How many other places can say they were created with the well-being of an entire community in mind? Hershey Park is a major draw, attracting families and thrill-seekers with roller coasters, water rides, and endless chocolate-themed fun. The park is a favorite for anyone who wants a mix of amusement and indulgence, and for fans of the company's candies, it's paradise. Picture yourself on a ride called the Cocoa Cruiser or exploring Chocolate World, where you can make your own custom candy bar. It's like a dreamland for chocolate lovers. Who wouldn't want to spend a day surrounded by endless treats? Beyond the park, Hershey offers a deep dive into the chocolate-making process at the Hershey Story Museum. Here, visitors learn the fascinating story of how Milton Hershey went from a struggling caramel maker to a global chocolate tycoon. Imagine the determination and resilience it must have taken to create such an empire, especially during the challenges of the early 20th century. With interactive exhibits and tastings of chocolate from around the world, the museum offers a sweet slice of history. And it's not all about chocolate. Hershey has beautiful botanical gardens and a zoo, adding a touch of nature to the experience. Hershey Gardens showcases a stunning collection of plants and flowers, while Zoo America is a small yet diverse zoo with animals native to North America. It's an unexpected addition that gives visitors a chance to slow down, enjoy nature, and see another side of this chocolate-fueled town. Have you ever thought that such a rich variety of experiences could all come from one man's vision? Hershey may be sweet, but Pennsylvania's got a whole spectrum of flavors waiting to be discovered. Up next, we'll explore a city that's a blend of art, industry, and reinvention. Pittsburgh, a city that reinvented itself from steel powerhouse to cultural beacon. Known as the Steel City for its industrial past, Pittsburgh has since embraced its artistic side, turning old factories into galleries and street murals into vibrant tapestries. Just imagine, you're walking through an open-air museum where Andy Warhol's legacy looms large. The Andy Warhol Museum, dedicated to the Pittsburgh-born artist, offers a walk through Warhol's world, from his iconic pop art to his most daring experiments. Can you picture how this industrial town fueled the creativity of a legend who changed the art world forever? But Pittsburgh doesn't just celebrate the past, it's leaping into the future. Dubbed Roboburg, the city is a leader in technology and robotics. It's where self-driving cars aren't just concepts, they're on the streets. Major universities like Carnegie Mellon have turned Pittsburgh into a testing ground for the latest in tech innovation. Have you ever thought about living in a city where robots might share your commute? It's a wild blend of the old and new, where steel bridges cross the same streets that test drive the future. Speaking of bridges, Pittsburgh has more of them than any city in the world, even more than Venice. They connect neighborhoods built on steep hillsides, offering views that capture the city's unique industrial meets modern charm. Imagine standing on one of these historic bridges, with the downtown skyline glinting in the background, and wondering how many people crossed it back in the days of iron and coal. Each bridge tells its own story, and together they shape a landscape that's unmistakably Pittsburgh. The city's food scene brings its own twist, with the famous Primanti Brothers sandwich, where coleslaw and fries come stacked inside. More than just a meal, it's a taste of Pittsburgh's working-class roots, something you won't find anywhere else. And then there's the pierogi tradition, a nod to the city's Eastern European heritage, celebrated each year with a festival that brings the whole community together. Have you ever tasted tradition wrapped in a dumpling? It's part of what makes Pittsburgh feel like home. And Pittsburgh isn't just about industry and art, it's sports crazy too. On game days, the city pulses with black and gold as fans cheer on the Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. Picture yourself among thousands, roaring for the home team. It's more than just sport here, it's part of Pittsburgh's soul. But don't get too comfortable in this steel city, because Pennsylvania's next stop takes us back to the Revolutionary past. Imagine a winter so harsh, so brutal, that it tested the spirit of an entire army. Valley Forge, a quiet stretch of land outside Philadelphia, was the site where General George Washington and his troops camped through one of the most challenging winters of the Revolutionary War in 1777-78. With food shortages, inadequate shelter, and freezing temperatures, these soldiers faced a test that went beyond the battlefield. Can you imagine the resilience it must have taken to endure those months? Valley Forge stands as a powerful reminder of the sacrifices that helped shape a young nation. But Valley Forge wasn't just about survival, it was where Washington's troops turned a corner. During their time here, they trained rigorously under the leadership of Baron von Steuben, a Prussian military officer who transformed the Continental Army's skills. The training camp became a place of discipline, turning ragtag soldiers into a professional fighting force. Have you ever thought about how one man's expertise could change the course of history? The troops left Valley Forge stronger, ready to face the British with renewed strength and confidence. Today, Valley Forge is a sprawling national park where visitors can walk in the footsteps of those revolutionary soldiers. The reconstructed cabins, the statue of General Washington, and the rolling fields all stand as living history lessons. Imagine walking through these fields and picturing the men who endured so much, driven by a belief in freedom and independence. It's a solemn, inspiring experience, giving us a window into a moment when determination and resilience mattered more than anything. And while Valley Forge holds stories of hardship, the park also offers a peaceful escape into nature. With miles of trails, the park invites visitors to hike, bike, or simply wander through landscapes that have remained unchanged for centuries. From the peaks of Mount Joy and Mount Misery to the quiet banks of Valley Creek, there's a quiet beauty to this place that contrasts with its intense past. It's a space where history and geography blend, allowing you to explore both nature and nation building. Throughout the year, Valley Forge also hosts reenactments and events that bring the Revolutionary era to life. Picture standing among reenactors in period uniforms, hearing the muskets fire, and watching drills that mirror the real training of Washington's troops. It's a living history experience that makes you feel like you've traveled back in time. Have you ever thought about what it would be like to see history not just as words on a page, but as something you could almost touch? Yet even as Valley Forge reveals its historic depth, Pennsylvania has more stories waiting to be discovered. Next, we're heading to a place where simplicity and tradition have survived in a way that feels worlds apart from the modern world. In the heart of Pennsylvania lies Lancaster, a place where life moves at a different pace, where the past is cherished and simplicity reigns. Here, the Amish community lives without many of the conveniences we take for granted: no electricity, no cars, and no smartphones. Imagine stepping into a world where horse-drawn buggies replace cars and hand-built barns line the fields. Have you ever wondered what it's like to live a life untouched by the rush of technology? Lancaster offers a fascinating glimpse into a culture that has held onto its roots for centuries. The Amish community in Lancaster practices a way of life that's centered on family, faith, and hard work. Known for their plain dress and strong religious values, the Amish believe in staying close to the land and embracing simplicity. Visiting Lancaster is like opening a window into a time when life was all about the essentials, where farming, craftsmanship, and daily community gatherings were the norm. Can you imagine the discipline it takes to keep to these traditions in today's world? It's a lifestyle that feels almost radical in its dedication to modesty and community. Amish farms are renowned for their beauty and productivity, with fields stretching across the rolling landscape, barns painted in the iconic red, and livestock grazing peacefully. Many Amish families run farms that have been passed down through generations, producing some of the freshest goods in Pennsylvania. Imagine the flavors of locally made cheeses, handmade pastries, and fresh produce. It's the kind of food that reminds you of the land it came from, grown and prepared without the shortcuts of modern agriculture. Can you picture how fresh that must taste? For visitors, Lancaster offers a chance to experience the Amish way of life up close. Small tours and local markets allow you to explore Amish culture respectfully, from visiting quilt shops to watching blacksmiths at work. These aren't your typical tourist stops. They're genuine slices of Amish craftsmanship and tradition. Have you ever wanted to see how a family could build a complex quilt without a single electric tool? It's a skill that combines patience, precision, and an appreciation for quality that's rarely seen in the modern world. And Lancaster isn't just about the Amish, it's also home to vibrant markets, historic sites, and art galleries that reflect a blend of cultures. The Lancaster Central Market, America's oldest continuously operated farmers market, brings together Amish, Mennonite, and city residents, creating a rich mix of flavors, goods, and people. Walking through the market is like taking a tour of Pennsylvania's best in a single space, from local produce to artisan crafts. It's a spot where tradition and community come alive in every stall and stand. But while Lancaster offers a look at life in the past, Pennsylvania still has more layers to uncover. Up next, we'll be exploring a place where natural beauty meets recreation on the shores of a stunning lake. Imagine a lake so expansive it stretches 13 miles, with water so clear it mirrors the hills surrounding it. Lake Wallenpaupack is that place, a retreat where nature, recreation, and pure relaxation meet. Built in the 1920s as a hydroelectric project, it's now one of Pennsylvania's top outdoor spots. Have you ever spent a lazy afternoon on a lake with nothing but the sounds of water lapping at the shore? Wallenpaupack invites you to disconnect and dive into its endless possibilities. In summer, the lake becomes a playground for water sports, jet skiing, kayaking, and fishing. Each part of the lake has its own personality, from calm inlets for quiet paddling to open areas perfect for speed and adventure. But with all that space, it's easy to carve out your own peaceful spot, away from the crowd. Can you picture yourself drifting under a wide, open sky, feeling completely free? It's a slice of summer paradise you won't want to leave. But Lake Wallenpaupack transforms with the seasons. When fall arrives, the surrounding forests burst into vivid colors, turning the lake into a photographer's dream. Winter brings ice fishing and snowmobiling to its frozen surface, creating a whole new world of adventure. Imagine spending the day ice skating and ending with a cozy evening by the fire. It's nature's way of saying, here, you can have it all, year-round. Nearby, small towns like Hawley add charm and warmth to the lake experience. Imagine streets lined with antique shops, farm-to-table restaurants, and quaint cafes where locals welcome you like an old friend. Picture yourself in a cozy bed and breakfast, the lake just a short walk away, surrounded by the beauty of Pennsylvania's countryside. It's the kind of place where time slows down, letting you savor every moment. The surrounding trails bring you closer to Wallenpaupack's quieter side, with wildlife hiding in plain sight. From bald eagles soaring overhead to deer by the water's edge, it's a place where nature unfolds like a story waiting to be read. Have you ever felt the thrill of spotting an eagle just as it swoops in? Wallenpaupack is full of these moments, inviting you to find your own. But Wallenpaupack's tranquility is only one of Pennsylvania's many sides. Next, we're headed back into the past, to the very foundation of America's freedom and ideals. Philadelphia, the name alone stirs images of revolution, liberty, and the founding ideals of the United States. Known as the birthplace of American independence, this city is home to iconic landmarks like Independence Hall, where both the Declaration of Independence and the U.S. Constitution were signed. Imagine stepping into the very rooms where figures like George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, and Thomas Jefferson debated the future of a nation. Can you feel the weight of history in the air, where once there was the hope and fear of a new beginning? The Liberty Bell is another powerful symbol here, embodying the spirit of freedom despite its famous crack. Though it hasn't rung for over 175 years, its silent presence is felt by millions of visitors each year. It's astonishing to think that this bell, commissioned in 1752, has been a witness to so many turning points in American history. Have you ever wondered what stories it would tell if it could speak? Standing before it, you get a sense of the resilience that defines both this city and the nation it helped shape. Philadelphia's influence isn't confined to the past. It's a thriving metropolis where history and modern culture blend seamlessly. The city's art scene is especially vibrant, with murals covering buildings across neighborhoods and the Philadelphia Museum of Art showcasing masterpieces from around the world. And yes, that includes the famous Rocky Steps. Imagine running up those steps, recreating one of film's most iconic moments, and looking out over a city that symbolizes the fight and grit of the American spirit. And let's not forget the culinary side of Philly. No visit would be complete without a taste of its iconic cheesesteak. There's even a friendly rivalry over who makes the best cheesesteak in town, Pat's or Geno's. Each spot has its loyal fans, and people from all over come to taste and compare. Can you imagine the devotion a simple sandwich can inspire? It's more than just food here, it's part of Philadelphia's cultural identity. For those seeking a quieter side of Philly, Fairmount Park offers a green escape within the city. One of the largest urban park systems in the country, it's a place where you can stroll along the Schuylkill River, visit historic mansions, or just enjoy the serenity of nature. It's like having a slice of Pennsylvania's natural beauty nestled in the heart of its most historic city. Have you ever felt the need to escape the city's hustle without really leaving it? But as Philadelphia shows, Pennsylvania's history is woven with places of both urban power and rural charm. Our next destination takes us on a journey into the heart of America's rural traditions and community spirit. From the stirring echoes of independence in Philadelphia to the serene landscapes of Lake Wallenpaupack, Pennsylvania is a treasure trove of history, culture, and natural wonders. It's a place where each town, mountain, and museum reveals a different layer of American life and legacy. So, after exploring all these amazing places, what has captivated you the most? Is it the simplicity and tradition of Lancaster's Amish community, the thrill of the Pocono Mountains, or the history-soaked streets of Gettysburg? Pennsylvania isn't just a state, it's an experience that combines travel, culture, geography, and an endless list of tourism-worthy spots for anyone who loves exploring something new. If you're ready to uncover even more secrets from Pennsylvania and beyond, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. That way, you'll never miss another journey through the world's most captivating places.